Well, it's finally happened. Mr. Beast has been cancelled by Vice magazine. I'm Lewis Spears, welcome back to the channel. Follow me on Instagram for daily stand-up clips and buy tickets to my shows. Mr. Beast has been cancelled by Vice magazine. Now, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know that me and Vice magazine go way back. They've done me many favours in the past and regularly promote my activities. They don't really know that they're doing that because I get them to run fake stories, but I still appreciate the support. But as friendly as Vice magazine is to me, they're not very friendly to Mr. Beast. They wrote this article recently about his Squid Game video, which broke records on YouTube, an incredible video and an amazing achievement, but apparently it's a terrible, bad video and he needs to be punished and it's not something that we should encourage on YouTube. Personally, I agree with Vice magazine. I'm also very upset with Mr. Beast and I didn't like his video, right? Not because it's a reductive ripoff, not because it's lazy, not because of any of the reasons that Vice say in this article. I'm just really annoyed that I felt like it wasn't a true Squid Game because no one was executed. You know, like at least kill a couple of people. I mean, I would even take like a freak accident, you know? Like they're doing the glass challenge and someone breaks their neck. I'll accept that, like at least one death, Jimmy. Can we get that in the next one, please? Then I'll buy a t-shirt. Then I'll download Brawl Stars. But a disappointing lack of deaths aside, let's get into this article. Here's the headline. Mr. Beast's Squid Game ripoff is exactly the kind of video YouTube rewards. What, a good one? Something that, for the most part, everyone enjoys? Yes, of course that's going to be rewarded. Something enjoyable, that's what the platform is. We've got the sub-headline here. While the video is popular, it's a reductive rip-off of the original, not a triumph for the creator economy. Ironic coming from a Vice journalist, considering that Vice is a reductive rip-off of a news organization. YouTuber Mr. Beast's take on the Netflix series Squid Game is a well-produced facsimile of the show. But it's also bizarre to watch Mr. Beast and former YouTube executives celebrate its popularity as a huge success for so-called creators. Ah, how ironic for a Vice journalist to cast doubt on whether or not someone else is a creator. Tell me, Gito, if Mr. Beast isn't a creator because he made something after watching Squid Game, what are you for making something after watching something that was made after someone watched Squid Game? A hypocrite? I mean, talk about throwing stones from a glass house. This Vice journalist is criticizing a YouTuber for creating something while at the same time creating nothing of her own. I mean, the only other article that came out recently was why you shouldn't wear Squid Game costumes to Halloween. So it just sounds like this chick hates fun and is just critiquing people for creating things despite not making anything herself, which is just what journalists do these days. Oh, I've just made this thing and I'm really proud of it. I think it's really cool. Oh, that sucks. That's terrible. Anyone could do that. Oh, does it? Well, what have you made? What have I made? Oh, I just made a list of reasons why your thing sucks. That's what I made. Well, that's even worse. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, that is fucking pathetic. Wait, hang on. I might be the biggest hack here. If Mr. Beast is a hack for making something that's based on Squid Game, and then this journalist is an even bigger hack for making something based on the thing that was made based on Squid Game, then what does that make me for making this video about the thing that was based on the thing that was based on Squid Game? I guess that makes me the only true artist in this situation. I am better than the director of Squid Game. Before we continue on, this video is sponsored by Cameo. Book me on Cameo to bully your mate for Christmas. Everybody needs a lovely, thoughtful gift to give to someone for Christmas. And what is more thoughtful than writing down all of your friends' insecurities and all of the things that all of the reasons why they should be roasted and giving that list to a professional comedian to trash them for money. So book me on Cameo. I've got limited spaces available. I'm just doing this for Christmas because it's a bit of fun. I'm spreading cheer by roasting your friends and family. Cameo.com/Lou Spears. Get amongst it. There's limited spots. I would love to roast your friends and family. Going further into Geeta's article, oh, dude, that's a terrible sounding thing to say. That sounds even worse than saying, I'm a journalist who works for Vice. She's particularly annoyed about this tweet where a guy named John says that Mr. Beast's Squid Game video got 103 million views in 4 days. It took 7 weeks to make. But Netflix Squid Game got 111 million views in 30 days. It took 10 years to make. More views, less time, fewer gatekeepers. That's the promise of the creator economy. Now, I'll say, I think this is a terrible tweet also, because Squid Game took 10 years to make because it's like a masterpiece of drama. It's multiple episodes. It got 111 million views, which is probably less than what Mr. Beast's video will get in the same amount of time, but that's because it's behind a paywall. That's because they're much longer. It's an entire series. It's much more of an investment. A view on YouTube is just so much easier to get than a view on a platform behind a paywall. And something taking 10 years to make doesn't make it less value than something that takes a shorter amount of time. Like a slow-cooked burger is better than a Big Mac. That's pretty obvious. The Big Mac does make more money though, and is a lot easier to make, and probably sells more, and is consumed more by the masses, but that doesn't mean that it's better than the artisan version of a slow-cooked burger. Plus, Mr. Beast's Squid Game video didn't take 7 weeks to make. It took 10 years and 7 weeks, because it never would have been made if it weren't for Squid Game. But the worst part of this tweet is John not criticizing Jimmy for not killing anyone. It's a Squid Game video and no one dies. I'm still upset about it. I mean, surely we can get at least like a COVID death. You know, maybe someone got exposed. I'll accept someone being put on a ventilator for the rest of their life, at least, and then it'll be a good video. Continuing on, in a world as desperate as Squid Game's writer describes, it's unsurprising that people in the real world would want to compete in the same games, though non-fatal. Okay, Gita, looks like we're on the same page. Both of us are upset that no one was killed. Okay, I'm starting to like this. Never mind, I just remembered she's a journalist for Vice. As a feat of production, it's not just admirable, but enviable how perfectly Mr. Beast recreated the sets of the show. As a piece of media, it's perverse. And Gita goes on to complain that Mr. Beast has completely misunderstood the meaning of Squid Game and is just pitting poor people against each other. And I'll say, yeah, absolutely. That is half of Mr. Beast's channel, and I would say there's not really an indictment on Mr. Beast. I mean, if you're angry about him giving people with less opportunities the opportunity to win money, you gotta ban the lottery, you gotta ban every game show on TV, you gotta ban every single competition that exists on Earth that has some kind of monetary or physical prize. I mean, you're literally at this point banning fun. If you really have a problem with wealth inequality in America, yelling at Mr. Beast isn't going to solve that problem. I don't know if you know this, but he has no executive power and he's not in office in America. Maybe you should just put on a beret and behead a head of state. Storm the Capitol. Do something. That's right. You're a Vice journalist. You do nothing. You just complain and moan and write 6 paragraphs and call it a day. Now, the article that we've read so far is pretty trash, but it's this final paragraph that just really lacks any self-awareness at all, which you can expect from a Vice journalist. But have a listen to this. More than just bizarre, Mr. Beast's Squid Game highlights a fundamental problem of YouTube. There is no shortage of people who make original art and put it online, but the internet is dominated instead by people who can take advantage of existing properties and fan bases. Who does that sound like? Is this woman writing about herself? Because all she's doing is talking about other shit, reacting to other shit. This is you. Listen to this. This is a particular problem on YouTube where the people film themselves literally reacting to things or laughing at other people's memes and making a lot of money off of it. That's what you're doing. You're literally just doing the written equivalent of what you're complaining about. You're reacting to someone else's art and contributing barely anything. Welcome to Earth. I'm doing that to your piece. I'm gonna make money out of it. Probably more money than Vice paid you to write this thing. Congratulations. Welcome to Earth. This video is no different from those. It owes a debt to Huang Shou in every respect. Despite being original content from a popular content creator, it's nothing more than a sad retread of someone else's work. I mean, look, not really, because if you think about it, yes, it's a recreation of Squid Game, but it's very interesting to watch that in real life. Like, what if we put real people in that situation? And it's not like this is something that Mr. Beast does commonly. Most of Mr. Beast's videos are actually incredibly original. In fact, so original that he spawned an entire creator economy of people who just copy his videos and get 10% of the views that he does, but still make heaps of money. That's how original the guy is. In fact, coming up with this video wasn't even really his idea. People watched Squid Game, immediately ran to Twitter and YouTube and demanded that he recreate it because he's probably the only creator on Earth that could make this well. So it's not like he's seen Squid Game and gone, oh yes, I'm gonna steal that idea. It's more so, oh man, what a great show. It would be interesting to see what real people would do in the same situation. Which isn't 100% original, but it's original enough to not be called like a cheap copy or a rip-off. I don't think that's what this is. Especially when you consider the fact that all of the games that are played in the TV series Squid Game are not games that the director and writer of the show came up with himself. They're like classic childhood games. So really, if you want to get into the specifics of it, Mr. Beast has just taken the games. He actually didn't include any of the story. He didn't include any original characters that the director wrote and came up with. He just took the games that the writer and the director didn't come up with themselves. I guess the only thing he truly copied was the sets and the costume design, for sure. He definitely racked that, but again, it's different enough. That's what creation is. It's you know, taking ideas, changing them, putting your own spin on it, and coming out with something else. Like, there aren't too many truly original things. I mean, Squid Game was amazing. I absolutely loved it, but competing in a game where if you lose and then you die is not the most original idea on earth. And neither is just about anything that anyone comes up with. There are no more truly original, never done before ideas. Everyone is kind of retreading the same tropes and the same types of characters and the same types of stories. It's no longer, can you come up with something that's never, ever been seen before, ever? It's more so, how can you do this in your way that makes it unique? And I would say that writing 6 paragraphs trashing a YouTube video that you didn't enjoy is just about the second most unoriginal thing I can think of. The most unoriginal thing I can think of is making a video about that article, of course. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Lewis Spears. Like, share, subscribe, and check out the Mr. Beast Squid Game video if you haven't. It's actually truly great. And check out the article if you like bad journalism. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merchant, no one gets hurt.